Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Gold Class season once again with the Benchmade Knife Company, and this one, the 710-241, one of the best Gold Class knives that Benchmade has put out in a long time. Let's find out what you get in the box. You're already seeing the internal box, nice black box with the matte finish, some gold touches. We get the use and care manual in the box. Of course, don't forget about the Life Sharp warranty that still applies, especially on the gold classes. But all the details, front and center. Look at that. You even get a little bit of Benchmade gold class on the inside of the box. I love the attention to detail on this packaging. Now, especially for what you're paying for it, definitely you want this to be a beauty inside and out. This is your certificate of authenticity. We'll take a look at this one really quick. You're going to get all the beautiful details. You can see the gold shimmer to it already. Of course, signed by John Diasis, the president and CEO of Benchmade Knife Company. Beautiful. This one's number 28 of only 250. These went fast. Now, this one completed March 18th, 2024, and you get that official tissue gold class seal from Benchmade. Don't accept imposters. And of course, you get your microfiber with the gold class version on it. Great to carry it around. Look at that presentation right there. So much beauty. I checked this out at SHOT Show, and I just had to plan for this. Sometimes you got to sell a bunch of knives in your collection to buy a collector's piece. Now, this to me is definitely a collector's piece. And of course, it is an Axis lock. It looks similar, has a little bit different on the actual Axis bar, which is really cool, those details. And you can see already what you're getting in this knife. A beautiful Damasteel blade, some titanium handles, the 6AL4V coated, some beautiful milling through here, some texturing, but it's not rough on the hands, which is really nice. Some milled out areas, and you get those beautiful aluminum milled inserts. Now, you also have on the backspacer, the milling there, the coating. You have the flat dark earth coating for your pivot rings, your thumb studs with a beautiful new pattern on those thumb studs, and then of course the same coating on that backspacer. Ties it all in beautifully. Now this is kind of, in my opinion, a take on the split arrow pocket clip. You know, you have a traditional style split arrow pocket clip, and you're gonna look at it and go, okay, there's an upgrade. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it kind of has the same shape. It just doesn't have the split arrow. Put some milling on there in the Benchmade. I think that's a definite upgrade, and it's something we like to see on these. So you got some 710 branding here. Just beautiful overall. Look at that blade. Now, this is like just an upgraded model, reintroduced for the 25th anniversary, a relaunch of the Benchmade 710. There's 3 models coming out this year. This is the first one they've launched. Super limited edition gold class, only 250 pieces like we talked about. Now, still have the full stainless steel liners. You still have the Axis lock, and of course, beautiful operation on this one. And it's just a beast. It's super awesome in the hand. It's going to be about 6 ounces in total weight. And the blade itself, they kept the beautiful recurve. They kept the Damasteel, you know, which a lot of their gold classes have, which is awesome. And this one is that Fafnir or Fafnir. FAFNIR is the Damasteel blade pattern. And what it is, it's alternating layers of RWL 34 and PMC 27 from actual Damasteel, which is fantastic. Now, to me, this one's a home run. They obviously took everything over the years of the 710. They heard about it. They listened. They're like, we need to bring some out. They're going to have a production, or not a production, but a limited edition one that comes out as well after this, which will have aluminum handles that are coated. Looks really good. And then, of course, a production model will come out after that with more of a raw aluminum handle look. I like the look of it. I really do. Now, this one, of course, let me know your thoughts. This is a collector's piece, so I get like it's not made for everybody. This is definitely a high-priced knife. So overall, let me know your thoughts. But let's take a look at some of the other things and some of the details on the blade, those kind of things. Now, of course, this is made in the USA from Benchmade Knife Company. The gold class ones, all hand finished, all hand produced, which is awesome. Just to make sure you have that high quality to go with your new collector piece. So the flat dark earth, PVD coated, pivot rings, backspacer, thumb stud. We talked about those. The original designers, Bill McHenry, Jason Williams, they kept it. You may like some of their other designs as well. The 707 sequel, a little smaller version. But this one, 4-inch blade. Closed, you're looking at 4.9 inches. So this is a big, big knife. Heavy duty, feels good in the hand. I know a lot of you love this one. They re-engineered some of that pivot inside just to get rid of some of the things that, were kind of struggles from the first production ones of these. And overall length, you're looking just shy at 9 inches, 8.95 inches. Your blade thickness on this one, 0.11 of an inch. And your handle thickness, just over half an inch at 0.52 of an inch. So to me, man, this would be an awesome user, but I think I'm going to have to wait and get the production one to do that with. So many details, but a very muted look and color combo, which I really, really like. I really, really dig that blade patterning. And they did kind of a hand dip acid etch to really get those layers of steel to pop. And I would imagine each one's going to have a little bit different of a pattern, but it's really, really cool overall. Now, maybe you're like, I have never seen a 710. I don't know how big it is, size-wise, anything else like that. Do you have some comparisons? And of course, the answer is yes. I have some comparisons for you. I really am excited about this one, but for me, collector's piece, church carry, special occasions, that's where this one's going to live. Now, let's take a peek at a couple others. Because maybe you're like, hey, I have a full-size Griptilian. How does that rate in comparison? So we got a full-size Griptilian right here from Benchmade. We're going to put that one out there. You're going to see size difference, blade difference, all those good things. And you're like, okay, I understand. Maybe you purchased the gold class from last year. And you're like, I got the 945, the mini Osborne, this beauty. How does this one compare? A huge size difference. So you can see how big of a knife this is, how wonderful it's going to be to have in your collection. And maybe you have, the 940. You're like, I like the long, slimmer design of these. How does this compare to a Benchmade 940 Osborne? That's your size difference right there. So you can already see the size difference and what you're going with. But maybe you have the bug out and you're like, I got a bug out. Does this compare at all to the bug out? And there's your bug out size comparison. So when you're really looking at these, you're like, there's a ginormous difference, blade and handle ratio on those. And of course, thickness with the bug out, you're going to have a big, big difference as well. But maybe you're like, hey, I got the mini Adamas, right? I got it packed up, a beautiful option. That one right there is highly recommended, I'm just saying. And then you got the 710. They're going to be a good combo together. They're going to look good together, play well in the sandbox together. But overall, size-wise, you can see the difference on those. But, last but not least, maybe you're like, hey, mini Crooked River, how does that compare? You have a mini Crooked River. You're like, okay, I got a mini Crooked River. How does this one match up to the 710? Look at that. So size-wise, 710 mini Crooked River. This is going to be more of the full-size Crooked River comparison with the 710. The mini is going to be close, but when you start looking at apples to apples, you can see the difference. You're like, okay. Blade shape's getting somewhat close. Handles, a little bit okay. The full-size Crooked River going to be the best comparison to the 710. Now, overall, like I said, this is a collection piece. It's something you definitely have to have if you're a Benchmade fan. And I understand the comments. I understand what it's going to be, but you got to make some choices, sell some stuff in your collection, and pick up one of these if you can, because it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I would highly recommend any of the new models in the 710 that are coming out. Like I said, they have the limited edition coming out here soon, and then followed by a production model. I think the production model is going to kill it because overall, price-wise, it's much more affordable as this one is truly that collector's piece. Now, like I said, I really like what they did on the pocket clip. Shout out to Benchmade for that, because as we saw in last year's, gold class, limited, unlimited, it left a little desire, because you got gold-plated backspacer, beautiful Damasteel blade, the Arctic Storm carbon fiber, and you're like, ho-hum on the pocket clip. So good on Benchmade for, doing a little upgrade to that. That's something that they'd been, missing in the previous editions they put out. So it's good to see that they're getting in on some more details. And a huge shout out for a beautiful, beautiful knife that they produced. So overall, what's the determination in your mind? I understand it's beautiful. It's not going to be the most affordable whatsoever. It is definitely made for the super serious collector to have in that collection. Now, for me, I really want to thank you for being here, checking this one out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. We do live streams every week. We have some fun with those. But the most important part is we look at the hashtag DSKFS, do something kind for someone. But the most important part is have an awesome rest of your day. But most importantly, take care.